Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the Anchors of Hope. This is episode 12. Episode 12 coming at you from Israel, where it is a beautiful day here. I'm wearing short sleeves. Sending you warmth to everyone out there, hunkered down in the Northeast or wherever you are in the States or in Europe, perhaps, under some snow, having some fun, I hope. Today's episode 12, is going to be talking about the topic of active hope versus FOMO. FOMO, or fear of missing out, as some of us may know, and want to welcome you all and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing with your friends, your circles, your networks, this episode and others perhaps, and thank you for your feedback. It's great to hear back from you all, and I'm doing my best to ensure the delivery of interesting information, perhaps transformative episodes that cause us to think, to stop for a moment, think, and consider how we might live the best version of ourselves. So here's the irony of our time, of our age. We are drowning in information, but information about everyone else's lives, while we strive, or we're starving, I should say, for awareness of our very own. We scroll through feeds showing us what we've missed out or what we're missing, the events we weren't invited to, the conferences others attended, the achievements we haven't accomplished, and the experiences that we haven't had, or the experiences of others. And while scrolling through these feeds, in that constant comparison of our lives versus another's, we miss what's actually happening right in front of us. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, it's not just anxiety about missing parties or opportunities. It's a fundamental failure to see what is right before us. It's the wandering of desire. The wandering of desire that pulls us from the sight of our own eyes, of what's right in front of us, of our own lives, I should say. And it's the exact opposite of what I like to call active hope, or what it is that we talk about in these podcast episodes, Anchors of Hope. Let me take you to some ancient text, a text that speaks directly to our modern condition. This one sentence comes from the book of Kohelet, or Ecclesiastes, and it contains this verse in the English I'll share. Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of desire. Now, this isn't about settling. It's not about lowering your ambitions or limiting your vision. It's about something much more fundamental. It's about where you direct your consciousness, your presence, your availability to the universe. The, quote, sight of the eyes, or mar'e enayim, well, that's what is actually before you. It's exactly what's before you, what in front of your eyes. It's the real opportunities. It's the potential that the universe provides you. It's the people you meet, the experiences you have, the actual relationships, the present moment with all its potential. The wandering desire, well, that's literally the soul walking away from where you are, from where you stand. It's your consciousness perpetually being elsewhere, perpetually comparing, perpetually measuring your reality versus or up against someone else's highlights, or their curated highlights, what it is that they choose to show you that you might think is real. So here's what I've learned about hope over the years, in my time, in my career, personally, professionally, working with Jewish communities, organizations, especially during this post-October 7th world over the last 2+ years. You see, hope isn't a passive optimism, waiting for something better to come along. Hope isn't scrolling through other people's lives, wishing you had what they have. Active hope is agency applied to the present moment. It's recognizing the potential in what stands right in front of you, not what stands in front of someone else or belongs to someone else, and doing the work to actualizing it, making the effort, being an active agent in perpetuating your destiny, manifesting who you are in this world. FOMO, fear of missing out, is hope's opposite. It is agency surrendered to comparison. You see, you can't cast your anchor forward or towards a meaningful future when you're constantly measuring your space, your place, your position against everyone else and where they might be in their lives. Think about it. When you're experiencing FOMO, what are you actually doing? Yeah, you think you're joking around, but what are you actually doing? You're emotionally investing in something that does absolutely nothing for you. It advances you in no way. If anything, it drains you. Spending time and emotion on what it is that's happening elsewhere when you're not even there. You're dwelling on absence instead of engaging with the present, with where you stand. You're so busy looking at where you're not that you're missing out on where you actually are in life and where it is that you might be headed or where you want to be heading towards. So there's a profound Jewish precedent for this. You see, our ancestors didn't become Am HaSefer, or the people of the book, by trying to be the Egyptians. They didn't survive exile by aspiring to be Babylonians. They didn't thrive in diaspora by attempting to become Greeks or Romans, for that matter. They became themselves, the best version of themselves, sometimes uncomfortable, of course, but always authentically. And that particularity, that refusal to be distracted by others' paths or experiences or status in the world. And that's what kept Jewish civilization alive for 3,500 years to this day. And look at all we have accomplished, not because we were isolated or closed off, but because we knew who we were and we stayed focused on our own mission. When the generation that left Egypt kept looking back, kept comparing their freedom to the certainty of slavery, kept wandering in desire for what was behind them, they never entered the promised land. Only the generation that could see what was before them, ahead of them, that could engage with their actual present and what it is that their destiny waited for them, what it is that was waiting for them, they're the ones who made it through to the promised land. This isn't ancient history. This is the pattern of resilience, a pattern of resilience that maintains our existence to this day, and we all need right now. In a world of infinite comparison, in an economy of distraction, the most radical act is to be fully yourself, to see what's actually before you, to work with what you actually have, not to be focused on what you don't have. So how do we do this? How do we move from FOMO to active hope? So 3 questions I have for conscious living. First, what do I actually see before me? Not what the social media tells me I should be seeing, not what others or other people are doing or posting. What opportunities, relationships, what other possibilities actually exist in my life right now? Second question, what potential exists in this moment? Not in someone else's moment, not in some imagined alternative timeline, but what can I build, create, or contribute from exactly where I stand right now? And the third question, what makes my path uniquely mine? The opportunities before you exist because of who you are, not despite it. Your particular combination of gifts, your experiences, your relationships, and your calling, that's not random. That's your work to do, and that's for you to figure out and be focused on. And here's the shift. Conscious living means checking in regularly. Am I present in my life, or am I narrating or checking out or living someone else's? Active hope means asking, what unique contribution can I make from exactly where I am? Authenticity means embracing. The grass doesn't grow greener when I stare at someone else's lawn through a screen or a social media or a feed. It grows when I water what is right in front of me, my own lawn. You see, the wandering of desire will always show you something else, someone else, somewhere else, someone else's life. That's the nature of the infinite scroll. There's always more to miss. But here's what I know about hope, about real hope, about active hope. It doesn't come from aspiring to do what others do or be what others are. It comes from being fully yourself, from being fully present, from being fully engaged with what you can actually see and touch and control and do. And that's not settling. That's not giving up on dreams or ambitions. In fact, that's the only path to the future you actually want to build. Because your anchor isn't meant to hold you in place forever. It's meant to stabilize you while you do the work of transformation, of transforming yourselves, of becoming who you are meant to be, being yourself from where you stand, from where you are. Cast it toward your future. Cast your anchor forward, not toward someone else's horizon, but your own. Be yourself. See what's before your eyes and turn your active hope into active work. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining me here at the Anchors of Hope. I'm Rabbi Leor Sinai, and until next time, stay anchored, stay hopeful, stay present and conscious, and remember, Am Yisrael Chai. It's not just a slogan, it's a way of life.